Hey everyone, my name is Kelsey, and the first book that I'm going to talk to you about is called My Mom and Dad by Claudia Harrington. And all of the books that I'm going to be talking about are on Epic Books if you're familiar with Epic or you've used it. If not, I highly recommend it. My students absolutely love Epic. This book is for children ages 6 to 8, and it is a 2.2 reading level. But in this book, there's a little boy named Lenny, and he goes to his friend Khan's house, and he learns that Khan's mother is from Japan and that his father's African American. And while he's there, he just kind of gets to see how their family does things and just kind of gets to know them and hang out with them. And he even learns a Japanese word, the word kun. He learns that it's an old-fashioned way of saying you're a friend. So he kind of learns like a new word, like a little saying. But really, throughout this book, he's just hanging out with the family and getting to know them. He's getting to see the things that they do and the things that they have at their house. Um, and right here on page 19, he even gets to learn about a Japanese instrument. And so he's just very, his eyes are open to just a new culture from his friend Khan. I thought this book was great for children to take interest in people of other cultures and to see that when people might sometimes look different, that it's very interesting that they can learn and ask questions and learn about other cultures and learn that even though families sometimes might look different, that at the end of the day they love each other just like any other family, regardless of what they look like. For this book, I thought a great activity, a simple activity, could be to just have children draw a picture of their family and then share it with the class and explain their different family members, and if they know anything about the culture, like where their family came from, they could share that also. But I just thought this was a great book about diverse families. The next book that I'm going to talk about is called The Barefoot Book of Children. It is by Tessa Strickland and Kate DePalma, and this book is also for children ages 6 to 8. And this book talks about people all over the world and just how people live their everyday lives differently, which I thought was really cool because even as adults, or I know I don't always stop and think about how people all over the world do things differently than I do. I guess you just kind of forget about it, and so it just makes children more aware, and it also makes them more curious. It says, every morning, millions of children open their eyes and start another day. And so right off the bat, you just see these pictures of this picture of people's eyes and just the differences, the different colors, shapes, sizes. And then throughout the book, it just kind of tells a story about daily activities of people all around the world. And it's also interactive as far as it asks questions to the audience. It says, we are all somewhere. Where are you? What can you see or hear or smell from where you are? So this would be a great read aloud because you could pause and ask the questions and give students time to really think about the questions. And so throughout this book, it just shows, like I said, just kind of daily activities from different perspectives. And then at the end of the book, I get to the correct page. It says, every life is a story. It's easier to understand someone when you know their story. So it teaches children that, when you don't know someone or maybe how they do things, that you cannot understand them as well. So it kind of encourages students to get to know people and to get to know how they do things, and that way you can understand them better, which encourages them to be more understanding and listen to others. And I thought that a great activity for this would be to give students some similar to what this looks like a blank little story strip, and have them draw or paint or whatever crafts that are available. Have them kind of do a story of their typical daily routine in their lives. What they do in the mornings, school, what they do when they get home, maybe what their families do together, some fun things that their families do, and then share that with the class. At the very end of the book, it says, you are a part of the world. You are also a world all your own. This is where you belong. So it also teaches children like a sense of belonging, and stresses the importance that everyone has a place. And then it says, what will happen in your story? So with that question, you could leave that question as the end. That's the last page of the book. You could leave them kind of hanging with that question, then have them fill in, what will happen in their story in their little strip of blank boxes that they can fill in their life story. The last book that I'm going to show you is called The Lemonade Ripple, A Sweet Story of Kindness and Charity, and it is for children ages 5 to 7. So there's a little girl named Caroline, and she falls and gets hurt, and while she's at the hospital, she sees her friend Shannon, who has always been in a wheelchair, and she learns that Shannon's wheelchair is falling apart, it's squeaky, it's just really old and worn down, and Shannon tells Caroline that, she needs a new one, but her family can't afford it, so Caroline gets an idea to raise money for Shannon. And so throughout the book, Caroline even gets the community involved and really shows huge acts of kindness to her friend Shannon to raise money to get her new wheelchair. She does. She has a lemonade stand. She does a doggy daycare, a car wash, a coin collection. She really, truly just goes above and beyond for her friend. And so I thought this was a great lesson for children to learn how to help others, and to, when they see someone who does look different physically, to not make fun of them or anything like that, to just really, she really just takes care of her. And so it's encouraging for for children to see people with physical differences and to really accept them and take them in and to help them rather than pointing out their differences. So I thought this book did a great job of showing acts of kindness to people with physical differences. I thought a great lesson for this would be to incorporate math, because as you can see on this page, even with dollars, like they're counting the dollars, and then she does that coin collection. So I think this would be a great time for teachers that could teach character ed, how to treat others who are different, and just acts of kindness and ideas that you can do to help others. And also you could use the like the fake money, the little plastic coins and the dollars, and use it as a coin counting, or dollars, whichever you're working on, and give that to students and have them count out different amounts. And then they could also, like I know in this book on one page, there's $5, and then I know it had 50 cents. And so you could really incorporate math into this while also teaching children about differences and how to treat others with kindness. So those are the 3 books that I chose. The first 2 were more about diversity and different cultures, whereas this last one is more about physical differences. So I hope that these were helpful to you, and like I said, you can find them on Epic. So thank you for watching.